Ever wonder how a woman really lets you know she's interested, without ever sounding easy? It's not what you think. There's a subtle phrase she uses, rooted in tradition and respect, that reveals everything. Stay with me, because recognizing this could change how you connect forever. Subscribe now to learn timeless signs women truly mean. There's something quietly powerful about the way people express interest without saying it outright. In a world that often rushes to the loud and the obvious, there is a timeless elegance and subtlety, especially when it comes to matters of the heart. A woman who wishes to share a closer bond, to invite a man into a more intimate chapter of her life, rarely speaks in bold declarations or brash words. Instead, she chooses phrases wrapped in kindness, respect, and a gentle hint of something more. Long before modern dating apps and instant messages, before the flood of casual encounters and fleeting texts, relationships were built on trust, patience, and the art of reading between the lines. A woman, aware of her worth and guided by tradition, often expresses her desire in ways that honor herself and the man she trusts. It's not about sounding easy, nor about sending confusing signals. It's about speaking with intention and care. You might hear her say something as simple as, "I really enjoy spending time with you." On the surface, it sounds like a compliment, a kind remark anyone might offer, but beneath those words lies a deeper truth. To a woman who is cautious yet curious, this phrase signals that she values your company in a way that goes beyond friendship. It is an invitation wrapped in sincerity. Or perhaps she will say, "I feel comfortable around you." Comfort, after all, is the foundation of intimacy. When she shares this feeling, it is her way of saying, without forcing the words, that she trusts you enough to be vulnerable. This trust is not given lightly. It is earned through your respect, your patience, and your steady presence. Then there is the subtle expression, "You're different from other men." In these few words lies a powerful distinction. She sees you not as just another face in the crowd, but as someone who stands apart, someone who listens, who understands, who honors tradition while moving gently forward. When a woman says this, it's a quiet nod to the hope that the connection you share might lead to something deeper, more lasting. And perhaps most important of all is the phrase, "I trust you." Trust is the cornerstone of every meaningful relationship. When a woman places her trust in a man, it means she believes he will treat her with kindness, dignity, and respect. It is the truest signal that she feels safe with you, and that her heart may be opening to a new chapter, one she hopes will be written with care. In the days of old, courting was a dance of patience and grace. A woman did not rush to reveal her feelings, nor did she demand anything she was not ready to give. Instead, she shared subtle signs and gentle words, trusting that the man who truly cared would recognize them. That same wisdom holds true today. Recognizing these signs is not about reading between the lines to find hidden meanings. It is about listening with your heart and responding with respect. If a woman is willing to lower her guard and let you see her true feelings, it's because she believes you are worthy. It's a timeless truth that hasn't changed with the passing of years. Respect begets trust, and trust opens the door to intimacy. When a woman chooses to speak with such care, it is because she honors the tradition of meaningful connection. She understands the value of preserving her dignity and the importance of inviting a man into her world slowly, thoughtfully. There is no rush in her words, no urgency in her tone, only the quiet invitation of a heart willing to trust. For a man, this is where his role becomes both delicate and noble. To hear her, truly hear her, is to recognize the weight behind those carefully chosen phrases. It is to understand that when she says, "I enjoy spending time with you," she is not merely commenting on a pleasant afternoon. She is sharing a glimpse into her heart, opening a door that must be approached with patience and care. In times past, a gentleman would honor such an opening by responding with kindness, attentiveness, and a steady demeanor. He would not rush to claim or demand, but rather, he would cherish the moment, allowing trust to deepen naturally. For true connection is not forged in haste. It is built brick by brick, through shared experiences, quiet conversations, and mutual respect. Similarly, when she speaks of comfort, "I feel comfortable around you," this is no small thing. Comfort is the soil from which deeper bonds grow. It is a rare gift, a feeling hard-won in a world often too busy or distracted to slow down. She offers this comfort because she senses something in you that is genuine, a presence that does not threaten but rather embraces. As a man who values tradition and respects the past, your response must reflect this understanding. You honor her comfort by continuing to be a steady, reliable presence. You listen more than you speak, You show through your actions that you are worthy of her trust, that you recognize the sacredness of her vulnerability. And when she tells you you're different from other men, it is a moment of profound significance. This phrase is a soft but clear acknowledgement that she sees in you qualities that stand apart, qualities rooted in respect, honor, and sincerity. It is a compliment not given lightly but earned through your consistent character. This is where many modern encounters lose their way, where flash and haste replace depth and honor. But in the tradition you hold dear, this is the moment to rise above the noise, to be that man who is patient, who values integrity over instant gratification, to show her that you are someone who honors the past not as a relic but as a guide for meaningful connection. And finally, the most sacred phrase of all, I trust you. Trust is not a word spoken casually, it is a bond, an unspoken promise. When a woman places her trust in you, she is saying that she believes you will treat her with care, that you will protect her heart as fiercely as your own. It is a declaration that she sees in you a partner worthy of that most precious gift. To receive this trust is to be given a responsibility that should never be taken lightly. A man who values tradition understands this deeply. He knows that trust must be guarded, nurtured, and never abused. It is the foundation upon which every true and lasting relationship is built. These phrases, these subtle words, are the quiet language of desire rooted in respect. They are the ways a woman invites a man to walk beside her on a path that has been traveled by countless couples before, each step marked by patience, honor, and genuine care. In this dance of tradition and trust, the man listens carefully, not just with his ears, but with his heart. He understands that to move forward is not to push or rush, but to respond with humility and kindness. He recognizes that the greatest gift he can offer is respect, not just for her words, but for her whole being. When she says these things, she is extending a hand, not just to a man, but to a future built on shared values and deep understanding. And the man who takes that hand gently, respectfully, is the one who honors the past and walks confidently into a meaningful tomorrow. It's important to remember that these moments of subtle invitation are not merely about words. They are about the feelings that ripple beneath the surface, the unspoken hopes, the quiet vulnerabilities that both men and women carry in their hearts. A woman who chooses to speak this way is not just expressing interest, she is revealing a part of herself that she guards carefully. For a man steeped in tradition, this is a sacred moment. It calls for patience, for attentiveness, and for a respect that goes beyond the surface. The true gentleman understands that the path to intimacy is paved with trust and kindness, not haste or pressure. When she says, I enjoy spending time with you, the right response is to deepen the connection through shared moments filled with sincerity. This might mean inviting her to a quiet walk, a thoughtful conversation over tea, or simply being present without expectation. It's about showing her that you value her company for who she is, not just for what the moment might bring. If she expresses comfort in your presence, it's a signal that she feels safe and at ease, a gift more precious than words. A traditional man honors this by being consistent and dependable. He shows up when he says he will, listens without interrupting, and respects her boundaries. He lets her set the pace, knowing that true closeness cannot be rushed. When she tells you you're different from other men, it's a moment to reflect on your own character. Are you the kind of man who values honesty and respect? Do you carry yourself with integrity? These qualities, so often celebrated in the stories and teachings passed down through generations, remain as vital today as ever. Being different in this way is not about standing out for attention, but about standing firm in your values. Trust, when spoken aloud, is perhaps the most delicate thread connecting two hearts. When she says, I trust you, she is inviting you into a sacred space. To hold that trust with honor means being worthy of it every day. It means acting with kindness even when it's difficult, being honest even when the truth is hard, and always placing her well-being alongside your own. This is the essence of traditional courtship, a slow unveiling of the heart, a gradual weaving together of two lives with respect as the guiding principle. It is a dance where both partners move with care, honoring the past while building something enduring. In these moments, remember that words are only part of the story. Your actions speak just as loudly. A gentle touch on the hand, a sincere smile, a willingness to listen, all these are ways of responding to her subtle invitations. They say, without rushing, I see you. I respect you. I am here. The world today often rewards quick decisions and fleeting encounters, but there is profound strength in choosing to walk a different path. The traditional way, rooted in patience, honor, and respect, is not outdated. It is timeless. It honors the idea that love and intimacy are treasures, not prizes to be won. It reminds us that true connection requires time, effort, and above all, respect for the other person's heart. When a woman speaks in this quiet, respectful way, she is not merely testing your patience. She is inviting you to be a man who honors what she holds dear. To listen, to cherish, and to respond with a heart that is steady and true. So, if you find yourself on this journey, remember these words and these moments. The signs are there, gently spoken, waiting to be recognized. And when you do, you honor a tradition that has carried countless couples through the years, building relationships grounded not only in desire but in respect, trust, and lasting affection. In every generation, there is a quiet, unspoken code, a way of being that honors both heart and heritage. The man who understands this code does not see a woman's words as puzzles to be solved or tests to be passed. Instead, he hears them as invitations to walk beside her with patience and care, building a foundation that will endure. It is said that a man's true character reveals itself not in grand gestures, but in the small, consistent acts of respect. Holding the door, arriving on time, remembering the little things she mentions, all of these speak louder than any rushed promise. They whisper that you are someone she can trust, someone who values her as a whole person, not just a fleeting interest. When a woman speaks softly about how she feels comfortable or enjoys your company, it is an opening. But what she is really looking for is a man who matches her steadiness with his own. Tradition teaches us that this steadiness is not weakness. It is strength, the strength to be present, to listen, and to honor boundaries without complaint. Too often, modern courting loses sight of this. The eagerness to move quickly or the pressure to jump to conclusions can cloud judgment and sadly break trust before it has a chance to flourish. But the man who values tradition knows better. He knows that intimacy grows slowly, nurtured by respect and care. This slow growth is a gift, not a limitation. It is a chance to truly know each other beyond the surface, to share stories, hopes, and fears in a way that builds a lasting bond. It is in these moments, when conversation lingers, when laughter is shared, when silences are comfortable, that the deepest connections are made. When she says, "You're different from other men," it is a call to be exactly that. Not different in fleeting ways, but different because you embody qualities that stand the test of time, honesty, loyalty, and kindness. These are the pillars on which real relationships are built. The promise of tradition is that love is not a game of conquest, but a sacred partnership. It asks of a man a commitment not just to a moment, but to a journey of shared respect and mutual growth. When trust is given, it is like a fragile flower blooming in the spring. It requires careful tending. To nurture it means to be truthful even when it is hard, to be patient even when the path seems slow, and to be gentle even when the heart feels restless. In this way, a woman's subtle words are not mere hints. They are a language of the heart, spoken in a voice that honors the past and looks to the future. And the man who listens with respect is the one who will walk beside her, hand in hand, into a love that is deep, true, and lasting. At the heart of every meaningful relationship lies respect, a respect that honors tradition, values patience, and cherishes trust. When a woman speaks softly, choosing her words with care, she invites a man to recognize something deeper than mere attraction. She invites him to see her as a whole person, to understand her hopes and fears, and to walk beside her with steady hands and a sincere heart. If she says, "I enjoy spending time with you," or "I feel comfortable around you," these are not casual remarks. They are gentle signals that she is opening a door. And the man who values tradition knows that the right response is not to rush but to listen, to show kindness, and to act with honor. When she tells you you're different from other men, it is because she sees in you qualities that matter, qualities like honesty, patience, and respect. And when she says, "I trust you," she places her heart in your care. To honor these words is to honor a timeless way of connecting, one that builds something lasting, grounded not in haste or convenience, but in true respect. This is the path to a love that endures. If you found this wisdom valuable, take a moment to subscribe and join a community that honors respect, patience, and true connection. Share your thoughts below. Have you ever noticed these subtle signs? Let's keep the conversation grounded in timeless values. Remember, real relationships are built slowly and with care. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay respectful and true.